Today on the podcast, we're going to be talking about some big new updates to Quora's Poe, which has recently just launched bot searches, and they've announced an enterprise package. We're going to be talking about why they're doing this, what this means, what the implications are for the industry. It's a really, really interesting tool. It's pretty much the only way you can get access to certain language models like Anthropic's Claude. So we're going to be diving into all of that on the podcast today. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the AI Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. I need to ask you for a big favor. Believe it or not, we have around 92,000 people that listen to this podcast every month, which is absolutely amazing. But when you go to our Apple Podcast or Spotify pages, we only have around 110 reviews total. If you could do me a massive favor and give this podcast a review, I would be super, super grateful. Every time I contact an incredible founder or CEO in AI, they look at the podcast, they look at how many reviews I have, and that helps me to get better guests on the show. So if you could do a huge favor to myself and also yourself, go to the Apple Podcast or the Spotify page, wherever you listen to this, and give a review of the show. If you've noticed lately, I've been doing interviews with some really phenomenal CEOs. I have some more amazing ones coming up in the coming weeks with some CEOs that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars for their AI startups. I want to bring these to you and I want to get more of those. So please drop a review, go to your wife's account, go to your husband's account, go to your kid's account and leave a review. I don't care. Help us get more reviews, and I promise I will help bring some amazing AI entrepreneurs and guests onto the show. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. The first thing I want to say here is that essentially Quora's Poe, which is a very fast evolving AI chatbot product, right? They have a whole bunch of different AI chatbots that you can try all in the same portal. It's continuing to add a ton of new features, which I think is really kind of keeping both the customers and potential enterprise users really intrigued about what they're building here. Over the past few days, the company has revealed several updates that I think are fairly noteworthy, including an enterprise tier for its premium plan and the ability to search for custom bots within the platform. So in a recent email that they sent out to pretty much everyone that has an account on them, Poe essentially unveiled plans to launch an enterprise package. So although the details are kind of, they're not super transparent on exactly what that means. The offering appears to be a group subscription package aimed at corporations, which would essentially allow employees to access Poe's premium features. So despite the announcement, the company hasn't disclosed whether there's going to be any specialized chatbots tailored for corporate clients. Those interested in the enterprise package can sign up for a wait list and an option that kind of sets the stage for the company's ambitions in the enterprise arena. I think this is really cool though, whether it's Poe or another platform doing something similar. I think this is going to have some big implications if you consider the fact that enterprises may start buying just like one, essentially a subscription to one platform that gives their employees access to all the different AI models. I think we're going to start seeing people testing out different AI models, finding preferences, finding things they do and don't like about certain things. I, for one, definitely use Poe and I use Anthropic's Claude, different Claude models on Poe for different things, especially if I need a bigger context window, if I need to put more text in there. And then, of course, I use ChatGPT and GPT-4 specifically if I need help with writing social media post content or descriptions for these podcasts. I use GPT-4 for. I still have to write the titles myself. I got to work on a better prompt, I guess, to give really clear, concise titles that don't sound like too, clickbaity or whatever. But in any case, I think there's a lot of implications as enterprises essentially are going to be allowing their users or their employees, the workers, to access a huge host of different products. So Poe has really been kind of pushing the envelope with its localization and customization options. So last week, the platform extended its chatbot's linguistic capabilities by adding Japanese. I think this kind of complements the existing feature launched in April that allows users to create their own custom bots using really straightforward prompts. So to make the discovery of these bots easier, Poe introduced a search functionality specifically for custom bots. So moreover, for those kind of looking to tweak the behavior of their bots, Poe added a temperature control feature last month, which is really interesting. And they're also offering users the flexibility to kind of regulate the chatbot's responses to be either more varied or more consistent, which is adding another layer of conversational depth. So Poe also introduced I think it's a threading feature earlier this month. And this essentially allows users to engage in separate conversations with the same bot for different contexts. This is really nice because, before it was kind of like, if you can imagine ChatGPT, where you have all of your conversations on the side in a bunch of tabs on the left-hand side. It was like that, but they were all chatbots, and it was like you're trying to figure out, essentially, like if you went back to an old chatbot and continued a conversation, but you needed a new conversation and be referencing previous stuff. So they fixed that problem, and they're doing a lot of really cool things, right? They're solving this issue of essentially allowing users to test and try out a lot of different AI models in the future. This is really cool. I think they're going in the right direction. I actually will be adding a very similar feature, pretty much everything Poe does, to my AI Box platform in the future that I'm currently working on, because I think it's a really great way for people to, have one specific portal to access a lot of different content. So definitely, I think they're going in the right direction there. I will say that in a move to kind of enhance its bots' capabilities, Poe integrated bots powered by the Llama 2 model last month. So this is a technology developed by Meta, and I think this collaboration kind of illustrates Poe's strategy to remain at the forefront of the AI chatbot space by essentially leveraging advanced technology. So I think as Poe continues to roll out a lot of these updates, it's clear that the company is very committed to offering a feature-rich, customizable experience for its fairly diverse user base, while also setting its sights on really expanding into the enterprise sector. This is definitely a company that I will be following very closely in the future, as they're doing a lot of really innovative stuff and really just making it more accessible for people to access all of the different AI models that are out there, especially non-developers, no-code community, all of those kind of people that want to test this out. Poe is typically the place that you would go.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast, where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.